What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up?
I'm up here and I'm looking down at these doctors who are trying furiously to get my heart, I guess, started again.
I realized that I could even see my physical body.
I had that whole white light thing.
I remember that I had traveled through this amazing light.
I also felt something which I can only describe as a feeling of unconditional love.
Loving and gentle.
Really?
And okay. And
Really?
there's nothing to be afraid of.
It's one of the great wonders of life. It'll pose the next question to you. What was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep? That was when you were born.
My eyes were closed and I was completely in this coma, but I was aware of everything that was going on around me. I could hear and see and feel everything that was happening. I could feel everything the doctors were doing. They were poking needles into me and putting in IV tubes and things like that. And I could see and hear things that were beyond the room that my physical body was in. And I realized that I could even see my physical body. It was like I felt that I had become separate from my body. And it felt incredible. It felt just absolutely amazing. It was, for me, it was like the first time in years that I felt so amazing and so pain-free.
Death is not the end of consciousness. In other words, we are deluded by a kind of fantasy. If we think of death as endless darkness, endless nothingness is not only inconceivable, but it's logically absolutely meaningless, because we aren't able to have any idea, much less sensation of nothing, unless it can be compared with a sensation of something. These two things go together.
I also felt something which I can only describe as a feeling of unconditional love. It was like a euphoric kind of feeling. I suddenly realized that I don't have to do anything to prove myself. I don't have to do anything to feel that I deserve to be loved. I was loved just because I existed.
I felt so safe and so okay that all the stuff that I was terrorized when the doctor was standing there with his hand on my head giving me that horrible look, like, oh, poor you, you're bleeding into your head, and and then it felt okay, and I felt peaceful and serene, and like either thing would work out, but yet I really was sure that I wanted to live and be with my son. So I think it was a real choice for me.
But in that realm, it felt like because we don't have our bodies, we don't have vocal cords, it was like my father's essence and mine, we just merged. So I knew exactly what he wanted me to know. And he wanted me to know that I had suffered up until this point. And even though I didn't have to go back to my body, if I chose not to go back, I would be missing out on the gifts that were now waiting for me. So I understood that now if I go back, I won't be living a life of suffering anymore because of what I now knew.
When you die, you're not going to have to put up with everlasting non-existence, because that's not an experience. A lot of people are afraid that when they die, they're going to be locked up in a dark room forever.
And in that awakening, my father said to me, now that you know this truth, you need to go back and live fearlessly. And I understood if I went back, my body would heal. The doctor, though, he told my family, he said that, look, she may have woken up from the coma, but she is still very, very weak. She's still very, very sick, and her body is full of cancer and tumors. And so don't raise your hopes, because even if she survives, there's a long journey ahead. Within 4 days, the tumor shrunk by 70%. And within 3 weeks, they couldn't find any trace of cancer in my body.
Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear.
See, I believe that we are driven only by two forces, and let's label them love and fear, so two opposing forces. And these two forces are what drives every decision we make in life. Like if you choose a job, are you choosing it because it brings you joy, you follow your passion by choosing it? Or are you choosing it because you fear that if you don't take it, you won't have enough money?
You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have two choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.
So when I was in that realm, looking down at my body, I mean, I felt incredible. My body looked small and weak in comparison to what I was feeling. And I realized that every decision that I had made up to that point was made from a place of fear.
Why not take a chance on faith as well? Take a chance on faith. Not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire and faith leaps over it.
After that experience, after actually dying and coming back, I don't follow dogma or any kind of religion or spirituality, because it's like now I know that I'm a spiritual being. We all are. Every single one of us, we are. We don't have to work at it. I don't have to keep working at it or trying to be more spiritual. I already am. There's nothing to work at. We all are. I realized from death that actually my purpose here is to immerse myself in life fully, not to spend it thinking about creating the perfect afterlife. I'm here for a reason, and I'm here to be who I am. I'm a facet of this universe. I'm an aspect, and I am the way I am for a reason. My purpose is to be as me as I can be.
You don't have to remember the past in the same way you don't have to know how to shine the sun. You just do it, like you breathe. Doesn't it really astonish you that you are this fantastically complex thing, and that you're doing all of this and you never had any education in how to do it? You never learned, but you're this miracle?
I'm not in a hurry to go. I'm not in a hurry to die. I absolutely love my life. I'm incredibly happy doing what I do. I would not change what's happened to me for anything. But at the same time, I know death is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's nothing to be afraid of. Everything becomes known. It's like we become transparent. And there's a lightness in death. And yet, I'm going to say that death is a state that we can have in life, because death taught me how to live. And I feel sad that people only find this out at the end of their life, and this is why I share my story. We don't value what we have until we lose it. I didn't value my life until I nearly lost it. And I'm sure there's many people out there who don't value their lives, because if you valued your life, you would not spend day in and day out doing something you hated. Right. You absolutely would not. So death taught me how to live, and that's why I say death is beautiful. It was an absolute gift for me to have the experience to die.
So, when it comes, be absolutely willing to die. Go over that waterfall just as you go to sleep at night.